welcome back to my channel. My name is Eliana and thank you so much for joining me today. Today I wanted to share some helpful tips slash habits slash just info, skills, I don't know, that are helpful to keep up throughout the semester. Disclaimer, I might sound like a mom during this video, but I think this is so important. And then I also want to recognize these things are going to be a lot easier at the beginning of the semester to implement than at the end. For me, especially the beginning of the semester, I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling like I'm going to crush this semester, and then we get back after any sort of break and I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. So no shame if you start off on a high note of your semester and it's just a steady downhill. It happens to the best of us, especially to me. So with that being said, buckle in. I have 5 habits slash skills slash tips to give you, and let's go. First habit is to make a plan. This sounds so basic, so simple, but it gets very easy to just give up making a plan and just going off whatever is due that day. I know for me specifically, Canvas has like a to-do tab that you can just look at what assignments are due that day, and so you're only worrying about that. But if you do that, you're gonna end up behind on reading, and then you're gonna have a paper or a huge exam coming up that you aren't prepared for because you didn't know it was coming up, and it's always going to be the one that's worth like 30% of your grade. But making a plan for your homework is so helpful, just to give you a sense of control and confidence going into the week. I like to make my plans on Sunday, so I go in on Monday feeling ready to actually do my homework instead of just wasting Monday. At the beginning of the semester, it's probably going to take you a little longer to make your plan, quite honestly, just because you're still getting the swing of things. You're still figuring out what classes you actually need to do every single assignment for, and what classes, you know, you can skim through some of the readings, because let's be honest, some of the classes are like that. Make a plan to get your homework done. And also, this is so helpful because you can adapt your homework to your life. Like, if you know that you work, 10-hour days on Tuesdays and Thursdays, then you can not have as much homework planned for that day. And so even if something is due on Thursday, then you know it's coming up and you know that you're not going to be stressed. Habit slash skill slash tip number 2 is to stick to a routine as much as possible. One, I realize we're in college and our day-to-day routine is not going to be the same. Like I said, I'm a Monday, Wednesday class gal, so my Tuesday, Thursdays are not going to be the same, especially this semester when I have classes. Some days I'm going to be doing my internship, other days my schedule is going to be different for each of those days. But stick to a sort of kind of routine as much as you can, just to let your body know what to expect. It is okay that you don't constantly add in things that you didn't plan for. If you want a morning and night routine, which personally I think is pretty helpful, if you want that, that's totally cool. But also just a general flow of how your days go. If you know that you are, a night owl, or you're an early bird, or you're just kind of a middle of the day person, that's me, I'm middle of the day, then, make it so you are working with your strengths. One thing I wanted to point out is if you are treating your time like you're in survival mode, there's no set schedule, there's no structure or anything, your body is going to treat itself like it's in survival mode, and you're going to get burnt out a lot quicker. I'm not saying to not have any flexibility, but have some structure so that your body knows what to expect and you can work with it. And don't try to make yourself something that you're not. If you are not a morning person, you don't have to be the 5 a.m. morning person. But I also want you to think about like successful people, they have some kind of routine. I have never heard a story about like a crazy millionaire, billionaire, or like celebrity that has no routine. Think about that for a second. I'm not saying it's going to be the key to your success, but I'm saying Structure is not a bad thing. It's a good thing that you can thrive off of. Number 3 is have time in your schedule to relax. It is so easy, especially as college students, to fill our schedule with anything and everything. We have classes, we have homework, we have work, we have family, we have friends, we have extracurriculars and clubs, and then we have all the extra campus activities that are constantly going on, and then you have just random outings because you want to and you can, and then before you know it, you have spent your entire week and you are just tired because you've been going constantly and you made no time for yourself to recharge and relax. Especially if you are a people pleaser, this is so easy to just give your time away to other people. I know personally I struggle with just giving my time away a lot. I used to, especially like anytime my friends or family was like, hey, can you do this? I was like, yeah, totally. Like, I have time. I can just go to sleep later. And I would just sacrifice time from myself to give them. I'm not saying, giving time away to people is bad at all. But I'm saying you need to have time set in stone that is for yourself. And you can just say to people who want part of that time to be like, no, I have plans. That's okay. You do have plans. They're with yourself, but you have plans. And if you're an introvert, like, you already know that you need the time to recharge and reset. But I think even if you're an extrovert, this is helpful too, just to have time to like decompress. I think there's a healthy balance between hanging out all the time and isolating all the time. And we need to get used to that. But we are going to also talk about this in number 4. But your mental, emotional, physical health is a priority. And you cannot perform your best if you are not taking care of yourself. School isn't going to go anywhere, but you matter, like your health matters. You should be making it a priority, which is the 4th point. So we're going to get there. Especially as college students and high schoolers included, like, no shame, just the young adult teenagers have so much pride in like exhausting ourselves. It's odd. There's this certain weird pride. I remember in high school especially being like, oh my goodness, I stayed up until 4 a.m. doing this assignment last night. Or even in college, like, oh, I stayed up until 2 studying for this exam. That's not something to be proud of. You're not taking care of yourself because you're sleep deprived now, and you're not scheduling your time out right because you had to be studying that late. But it is such a weird thing to me that like our age group kind of just glorifies being exhausted all the time. And that's not something that's like you should be proud of. Overcommitting yourself, not having time to make sure that you are healthy is not something to be proud of. That was a little mom rant. Keep yourself buckled because number 4 is gonna get even more like a mom. Number 4 is keeping your priorities straight. So I am very passionate about this because I am slowly getting better at this. I used to be so bad about this though. And it seriously affected me. That was bad. So what I mean by priorities is like your non-negotiables. The things that if these things are affected, you need to drop something. You are overcommitted. For me, my priorities, God, my health, physical, emotional, mental, whatever, families and friends, and then education. And if I had a job, it'd be education/work right there. And then everything else below that in like different orders, But those are my priorities. Those are my non-negotiables. That's something is messed up happening in those 4 categories. Like something needs to change in the bottom categories. I need to work on these first before I work on these. And I like education is going to come after my relationship with God, my health, and my family and friends. But it's important to stick to your priorities and be honest with yourself. And this is a skill that is useful throughout your life. Like that work-life balance is so important. And like if you are treating your job as more important then your family and friends or your health or God, something is going to suffer because of it. So in my opinion, your health, your close relationships, and your education should be coming before your extracurriculars, your clubs, all these extra outings. And if you don't treat something and act like something is a priority in your life, it's going to sink to the bottom. Like I was kind of ranting about. And number 3, that there's like just this false narrative around college that this is a time to party and to be overly exhausted and overcommitted and eat like crap, you know? And just it's like a time to be young because you're never going to get this time again. Yeah, you're never going to get all these extracurriculars at your fingertips for free, pretty much, again. I know I'm sounding like a mom right now, but you are also never going to get all these professors that are experts in their field, all these books at the libraries, and all these classes on your campus like at your fingertips again. College is a once in a lifetime opportunity either way. You're paying for college, quite frankly. Either your parents are paying, so if you're, not treating your education like a priority, you're wasting their money, or you're doing student loans and you're going to pay for it eventually, or you're paying for it out of pocket and you are paying for it now. So you should be treating your education like a priority. And this is something that is like, in my major specifically, I would say about 70 to 75% of the students are doing this. Like they are taking their studies seriously and they have that balance of doing their homework and, having a social life. And the other 30% are totally, just off the wall enjoying college and their education is coming second. And you can tell, okay, it's not a flex. It is not anything to be proud of that you aren't taking your education seriously. Keeping your priorities straight, your education should not come at the cost of your health. If your health is declining mentally, emotionally, or physically, like it's okay to take a step back and take care of that. You can come back to college. You can, take a rest day off of your homework to get yourself together. But that's, again, you have to know your priorities. And if you aren't treating your education like a priority, it's not going to be a priority in your life. And it's not going to magically be a priority. So it is okay to take a step back from something because one of your other top priorities is falling behind. That is totally okay. That's healthy. That's good. That's part of growing up. I would personally encourage you to make a list of what you've been treating as a priority in your life, like your priorities, that how you've been acting and how you would like them to look. Like this was, as I was writing this was helpful to me just because I have been so bad about my priorities in the past and getting them completely out of whack, and my physical health quite literally suffered because of it. I was anxious, I wasn't sleeping as well, I was getting way more depressed, and what else? Oh, I got sick more easily. Isn't that so weird? Because my priorities were all messed up. And it's just something as simple as keeping your priorities in check and saying, no, I can't do that because I have this other commitment and I haven't gotten this done, or I need to spend time with these people to keep my relationship good. That is a-okay. And that is healthy. That is good. And we're working on it together. We're growing up together. Let's go. Number 5 is a lot less mom, a lot more Eliana, but it is to be yourself, okay? And this sounds so cliche and cringy and just, obviously I'm going to be myself. Who else am I going to be? But I want you to take this seriously because freshman Eliana was so quiet. She barely talked in class, hated when she had a question, would always just take the easier route. But you don't need to sacrifice your actions or attitudes or opinions to make someone else comfortable. And I'm gonna go into a little more what I mean by that. If you have an opinion that pertains to the topic that you're talking about in class, it is okay to share that opinion. And it might spark others to think about it in a different way. Or you might find out your opinion is completely wrong, and now you know because you actually talked about it. And you need your professors. Like, the amount of times you're going to need letters of recommendation for scholarships. I need letters of recommendation to get into graduate school. So talk in class. Don't be afraid to share your opinion. Like, my first semester, I did not speak maybe more than 5 times in class. And I took 5 classes. So altogether, I only spoke like 5 times in class, unless it was a group project and I had to speak. And I just wish I could tell freshman Eliana, like, talk. Wear what helps you concentrate within reason, okay? Some of y'all out here doing too much. Quite frankly, you know who I'm talking about. But on the other hand, you don't need to be showing up like Elle Woods, dressed to the nines, Sharpay Evans herself every single day, okay? You just don't. If wearing, business professional helps you concentrate, wear business professional. If wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt that you found clean helps you concentrate, wear it, okay? No one is going to talk about what you're wearing, I guarantee it. I go to UT Arlington, which is such like a diverse campus, and people be wearing all sorts of things. Like, some are good, some are bad, okay? And not once have I thought, I'm gonna go tell someone about their outfit, okay? Just wear what you're gonna wear. Within reason, please. Within reason, okay? And then last, talk to people. Everyone has no clue what's happening. Everyone is just as lost as you are. So if you have a question about something, talk to people, okay? Because eventually these people are going to be your colleagues. These are the people that are going to be working the occupation with you. Lastly, like, yes, be yourself and don't worry about what other people are going to think. I can assure you, no one at college cares. Everyone is just there to do their own thing and to try to get an education for the most part. Okay, there's always going to be people that are looking for something to talk about, but for the most part, no one is going to be like, oh my goodness, did you see that girl who was lost and she literally pulled out a map from her backpack to find her building? That was me. Okay, I was this girl, lost my entire freshman semester year. Don't feel bad about it, okay? Just do your thing, figure out where your classes are. You've got this, okay? And finally, just wanted to point this out here. You are paying for these classes and for this education in this school just like everyone else is, okay? You are paying for the same thing that they are paying for, so you do not have to shrink yourself to accommodate them. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I know I sounded a bit like a mom at times, but college is stressful enough without, acting a fool. So you've got this, and we've got this together. I am starting my semester on Monday, so kind of excited about that, and kind of nervous as well. I still have to look at my syllabi, but that's fine. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, maybe subscribe, and leave a comment about what you're looking forward to the most this semester, like what classes are you taking or stuff like that. I just want to hear about it. I love hearing about that. Anyways, I love y'all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!